might not be very popular amongst my fellow Christian brothers and sisters. I think it's on a case-by-case basis, and it's also, I hate to say it, even though it might be my child, at the end of the day, it's not my body. And it should be the decision of the woman.
Oh, yeah. I mean, ultimately, of course, it has to be the decision of the woman, yeah. I think that's how it is, and that's how it should be. I know that I was reading an article, and it was stating that, and this is in topic, a.k.a. out of topic, but 37% of white women commit abortion, 37% of African American women commit abortion, and then the remaining percentage, which I'm not very good at math, is Hispanic women. Why do you think such a low percentage of Hispanic women have abortions compared to the rest?
I like to think could be many reasons, but the one that kind of comes up to mind that would probably correlate with the statistics is probably because of religious views, in my opinion. I mean, I don't have the numbers to back it up, so that's pure speculation.
Well, the numbers I just gave you were facts, so based on that, that's what I'm saying.
No. I'm not talking about those numbers. I'm talking about why the reason, the rationale behind why Hispanic women don't do it.
I gotcha. Okay.
If I'm having to guess, right, and speculate, it's because of religious reasons why they don't. But to back you up on that, even though it says 37% of black women, why is it, even though it's 37% of black women, are still mostly black babies being aborted in this country?
Well, it's an even number with white women. So this is which
that's
leads,
a big chunk.
It leads to my next question. Why are both numbers ironically equal?
Don't know. I can't answer that.
That's nuts to me. When I saw that, I was like, wow.
Here's my thing. All right, how much of that is for actual rape? How much of that is for actual incest?
100%.
How much of those numbers are actually, like bad pregnancies, like unviable pregnancies where it's a threat to the mother's life?
Yeah, and you have to abort.
And how much of that is because it's an unwanted pregnancy? Which, look, man, you want to have sex, homie, you're a human. You have rights. You can do whatever the hell you want. But I think as a person, not legally, of course, as a person, I'm of the train of thought that if you takes two to tango, and if you knew that you're going to do something that might result in baby, why are you... Why are you taking all that up in your...
Well, you know how it is, bro. Heat of the moment and make bad decisions, right? But then there's consequence every good decision, every bad decision you make. I get that. All I know is that, man, somebody mentioned something earlier to me today, which it's true. I felt like, the women were saying, hey, this is our body, and the government should not be in control of our body.
100%.
But here's the deal. It's also not your body. It's a body that's inside of you.
There's two things.
And it's like I was saying, bro, it's up to a certain point, I feel like abortion should be like, hey, bro, come on, 9 months? Are you kidding me?
So it depends.
First of all, why would you put yourself through 9 months?
So I think this is the hard part. And I think this is where the debate in the political atmosphere is hard. Is where do you define a life? I know where me and you would define a life.
Right.
I believe a life starts at conception.
I mean, people want to get all scientific. That's my belief. Yeah, I mean, people want to get all scientific about it. But you know what?
Now, but there is no legal term for life unless it's outside of the womb.
There isn't. And people are going to choose their own opinion based on it, especially, I've personally have gone through a situation like this, and it wasn't mentioned to me. It wasn't brought up to my attention prior to a decision that was made. And that really jacked me up because I felt like something was robbed from me. And this was a case where you made a bad decision, as opposed to where bad things happen to an individual. So this is a decision I've made. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I understand. Something's not similar happened to me, but...
And it has impacted my life, and I think about this and I look and I visualize into the future as this person could have been in my life.
Potentially.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think
it's really touchy, man.
It is. And here's where I come from, right? Where if my wife had a stillbirth, right? And I know how it beats her up.
Yeah.
Knowing that
she wanted it.
She wanted it, and due to certain circumstances, she physically couldn't have it.
Yeah.
And there are women who can choose to waste that. I get it. I understand. I empathize. Sometimes it's not the right time in your life.
Yeah.
Other times,
I get it.
Your family doesn't support you. You're on your own. Mamacita, I love you. I get it. Pero a la misma vez, I think about it and I'm like, are you making that decision on your own? Are you talking to that piece of shit that you had sex with? Are you consulting the potential father of that child? And a lot of times they don't. They go and do it in the hush of the night.
And here's the deal, bro. And to piggyback off what you're saying, a lot of it is because they find shame to be able to bring that up to family instead of finding comfort in your own family to say, hey, this is what's going on. I'm having these thoughts. I want your opinion. It's like if there's like some sort of taboo or some sort of shame.
But there is.
It shouldn't be like that,
Unfortunately, there is. And it doesn't help that companies like Planned Parenthood and others, they don't sell all the options to these ladies when going for, if you're truly pro-choice, you need to really consider. Doesn't mean you're pro-abortion.
Right.
It means there are options for the mother.
Yeah, 100%.
Adoption, surrogacy, 1,000 other things. Like the government assistance, things to help you as a mother. There are birth crisis centers that do not do abortions and do help the mother deal with what they're going through. And I'm not saying a pregnancy is, it's not only an ordeal, it's a potentially life-changing thing if you're on your own.
Yeah.
But I think that abortion a lot of the times, at least with companies like Planned Parenthood, which is known to be a racist organization, which was founded by a racist and Margaret Sanger. And these aren't my opinions, these are facts.
Facts.
Okay. Margaret Sanger was a eugenicist to get and exterminate black people in this country. Period. They don't want to admit that, and they will not admit it in today. They're going to say, well, that's not us today. But the fact of the matter is, historically, that's what they are.
Yeah.
Okay? And you think about it, and you're like, why are they pushing for abortions, especially in the minority communities, or even against single mothers that might have, a mixed-race baby, and they're too afraid to tell their white daddy.
Shit, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, these are things that I think about, and I'm like, dude, it sucks. You fucked up. And as an individual, you fucked up. You had sex with the wrong guy.
And of course, we're talking about one scenario on this, which is making a wrong decision. Just to clear it up, right?
Yeah, you fucked up, and you want the easy. I don't know if it's the easy way out because I think you get tormented. So
yeah, man, it has a ripple effect, man.
I don't know. It's not my decision to make. I mean, I think I should be consulted. Let's say if it was my wife, I would love to be consulted before we do anything.
100%.
But
I would be devastated.
But at the end of the day, on the real, it's not my body. I cannot make the final decision.
Yeah. And I agree. It should always be the woman's choice. However, if you do want to throw opinions out there, 9 months is ridiculous. And also, not giving women that have been raped or are victims, I don't even know if it's victims or not, but in the South, incest, right?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you get raped and that's how you get incest, which it falls into one category, or maybe that's just a culture, a lifestyle that
or el primo that was a little too close to the family.
And it can cause, just genetic effect, and what's going to happen. Those situations like that are very different. Very different, which, like I said, there's one extreme and the other, man.
There is.
You cannot block that, man. You can't.
And here's the thing. I don't know enough to... Like, I don't want to joke about it, but I kind of do, just to lighten it up. It's like, you want to talk about incest, look at the royal family.
Who?
The royal family, the British royal family.
I mean, the queen looks like she's freaking like...
look at the son. Se ve como... He look like about to talk like this on him from West Virginia. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
I'm talking. But in all seriousness, like,
just look at Game of Thrones.
Shots fired. But in all seriousness, man, I cannot. It's kind of a weird time in America right now. I feel that with the political climate, with everything going on overseas, I think this is worse than when Bush was in office. I think about our lifetime, and I've never.
Which one?
Bush 2.
Okay.
Remember how much people hated him? And now it's like, with Trump being
bring it back.
with Trump being in office and all this other crap, it's like both sides. There is no rational thinking anymore. There is no hold up. Nobody wants to pause and think and do what's right for the people or right for the individual. It's everything's an issue.
I know, bro.
The issue is that everything's an issue.
Yeah, that's part of the issue. That everything's an
issue. Literally.
Jeez.
All right.
It's jacked up, guys. You know, I don't, like I said, I've personally been through an experience. So all I have to say, women, if you are going through a situation where you've been through
you're not alone.
Bad decision, or something bad happened to you, I promise you, there are people in this world that love you, that care for you, and that want to help you and or want to help you in this situation and want to help you make a right decision. And whichever route that you go, you know, it's your choice. And, you know, may the Lord help you make the right decision.
Yeah, that's the only thing we can say. Prayers to all those people. And honestly, I don't have the answers. I just can tell you that it's a complicated issue. And,
yeah, man.
And moving on. So, Florida man. Our Florida man story of the week. You know what? It was kind of hard to find one this week. But let's switch it up. Let's talk about a crazy Florida man story.
A crazy Florida
from
man
the
story?
past that we can remember. We obviously have,
I'm going to have to go through my archives right now.
Bro. Yeah. I'll tell you one. Never made the news, but it's a fun story.
Okay.
I was a freshman in college, going to UCF Junior, also known as Valencia College.
Yeah.
Halloween party 2010.
Okay.
I was living in St. Cloud at the time, going to the Osceola campus, and
okay.
it was kind of like living on campus at a big university because it was nothing but MMA fighters and college students in that corner of the block.
Okay.
So 2 guys up front, 2 white dudes from Connecticut, crazy ass motherfuckers, introduced me to beer pong back before beer pong took off. Next door were another 2 white trash people, which I love to death, from Michigan. So just think about that. A couple of Puerto Ricans and me and my brother, and just some random thotties always coming through.
Of course.
All right. Let me set the scenario. I'm doing the cookout, you know, like I always do. I'm the cookout guy. I'm always manning the barbecue. I got the face paint on, which is melting in the Orlando heat in October, which, you know, everywhere else is cold for Halloween. We're fucking melting. And 2 o'clock in the morning, all kinds of debauchery on a Friday night. My boy, let's call him, I don't want to give us a name, so let's call him Bob.
I was going to say Fulano, but yeah.
No, let's call him John, just because he's white. We'll call the Cuban guy in this story, we'll call him Fulano.
There was a Cuban guy?
There was a Cuban guy, too.
Okay, he's Fulano.
So, Fulano, drunk as
a skunk.
Drunk as a Florida drunk can be, decides to walk down the block to get his slammed Civic, bring it closer to the house since most people left.
What's his name?
No te preocupe.
I know one Cuban guy.
Fulano. This is call him Fulano.
Okay.
All right. I don't know if you knew him, but his name is Fulano. Brings his car.
Was it a black Civic?
Unfortunately, yes.
I think I know who it is. Okay,
Anyway,
go ahead.
Brings his car